Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of WFSO Wrestling Talk with yours truly, Artrell Jones. This is going to be interesting because I think I never interviewed anybody out of the United States. So this is a first, and this one is going to be good. So referee Ben Hubbard, like wrestles in the UK, so pretty interesting. So we get to know more about the guy. Yeah, let's see. I know I wrote some notes, but let me I knew I had some notes somewhere. Sorry guys, just taking me a moment. Hmm, I know I got notes of him somewhere. I know I do. Uh, Maybe I'm an idiot and I don't have notes. Yeah, I don't know I had notes on him, but well, stupid me, just never, get things right sometimes. So without further ado, we're gonna bring him in, Ben Hubbard. So let's get him in here and wait for him to log on and all that good stuff, and just waiting. And here we go.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good so far. So you probably don't know this, but this is the first time I actually interviewed somebody out of the United States. So yeah, this is really different for me.
Oh wow, well I'm honoured.
Yeah, it is. And the crazy thing is, like, I got my wife is from the UK and stuff like that too. So get to learn a lot of stuff in the culture for you guys, and because she was into wrestling too when she was there in the UK, so it was just a lot that was good going down there. So like, how's the wrestling scene in the UK so far?
The wrestling scene, it's not too bad. There was a time period in the UK, probably when World of Sport ended, it was just dire, but it's picked up again. There's a lot of indie shows, indie promotions, so yeah,
Yeah, were there any
it's doing
like
all
big
right.
ones that? Oh, sorry about that. But were
No,
there
no, no,
any?
you're fine.
Well, okay. But were there any like big promotions that's around there that you have worked with so far?
Um, when I first started refereeing, there was a company. Still running, but by someone else. There was a company by the name of All Star Wrestling. It was run by a guy by the name of Brian Dixon. He was the number one promoter in the UK at the time, and he would get guys like Gangrel, um, guys like that, to get some of the guys from over from the states.
Yeah,
Only,
that's got to be. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, so I've only done a couple of shows when he's passed away now, but I only did about two shows with him. So
Oh wow, like what got you wanting to be, doing or like being a referee?
oh my gosh, I reckon I was about. I want to say I was 13 years old. I was at high school. My best friend, still friends with this day. He said, "Do you?" He goes, "Do you watch WCW Worldwide on Channel 5 on a Friday evening at 6 p.m.?" And I went, "No." And he says, "Oh, you should watch it." And then ever since I started watching it, I just fell in love with wrestling. But the weird thing was, I was more drawn to the refereeing side of it, which, yeah,
Right, it just mainly just caught your interest in anything else.
it did. Even though eventually I would train as a wrestler at about 3 4 years after I started refereeing, but we'll get to that.
We will. Because I know like the training with referee, like you had to get the wrestling training too, like just in case, where some things may happen in the ring and stuff like that. So yeah. Um, what? What do you think of the comparison? Well, like being a referee, and I know you haven't wrestled from what you were saying, but what do you think, in your opinion, is the comparison of the two?
Comparison of the two. I'm gonna have to say, I think people don't realize how hard refereeing is. In my personal opinion, I'd say it was harder than the wrestling. I'm not saying it's not hard. To me, it's just there's so much to remember as what like all the spots. If you need to take, if there's certain spots that I need to know as a referee during a match or anything like that, so much to remember. So, and also I learned by being the only referee on a show. So I would referee if there's a 5 matches on the card, I would do all 5.
Oh, okay. So, many of you probably be the only one, and there's no like backup referees or anything like that, as you're
No,
saying.
yeah, I reckon I do 99.9% of shows on my own. But obviously now I do shows with other referees as well now, so it's makes my job a lot easier.
Right, exactly, and that's all we wanted for like referees to do. So, like I said, I know you said that it's going to be important, but in your opinion, how really important that a referee is needed to do what he needs to do.
Well, if you look at it this way, without a referee, you can't have a wrestling match unless it's one of those non-sanctioned fights that a lot of you guys do over there.
Yeah,
But it's just so important because the referee is a key role. We pass messages on to the wrestlers if there's a double down and one of them says, "Oh, they want to call something," want me to tell the other guy. Plus, I have to give them their time cues as well. So if they got a 20-minute match, they need to do 20 minutes.
right. Yeah, and for like different styles of wrestling, that you got like British strong style over there, and
Yeah.
America, and like, well, I just like to call it, like freestyle wrestling. So, what do you think the difference between the wrestling in the States and wrestling in like in the UK, in your opinion?
I think here in the UK, when World of Sport was running in the 80s, it was hard hitting and it looked more legit. And the men were, I'm not taking away from any of the guys over there, but it's far more hard hitting over there. And in the States, it's more about the showmanship, like the flipping and the moonsaults and everything. But
Yeah,
over here, we try to keep it more technical.
yeah, I understand that, and and I think there's a lot of technical wrestlers that you got from here. That's like in WWE, TNA, AEW, and such as stores. Like one of my favorites is actually Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like one of my favorites on British wrestlers, and yeah, it's just some of the stuff he just do in the ring is just like few of the things he does that is never heard of. So
Mm.
it's different. So any have you ever like referee when they had like special guests there or something, or have you like ref? That's what I mean, like referee like a big name.
Yeah, in September, I got to work with Rene Dupree. He was over from Canada,
Oh, cool,
and and on the 8th of this month, the 8th of February, I got to work with Eric Young from TNA.
nice.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's very good.
Yeah,
Really nice as well.
yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. So yeah, like, are there like any dream matches that you want to be like involved in as a referee that you want to see or like be a part of?
That's the thing with me. Growing up, when I was training and everything, I wasn't one of those uh, that thought to myself, "Oh, I have to get in WWE. Oh, I have to get into TNA or anything like that." I just love I still do. I just love pro wrestling. I just love the business, and it didn't matter. I just wanted to be a referee. And I've been lucky so far because I mean, I think Eric Young was the last person I worked with. So yeah, to be honest with you, I've considered myself lucky. I don't have any complaints whatsoever.
That's good, person that like their job. So I don't blame you with that. Um, let's see, like I think you mentioned earlier that you had worked with like a company, but like was there more like around the span of the UK that you had like work with?
Hmm. Like I've only worked with back in because I trained with a company when I first started called K Star, and I just started off with them. I would only work for them, and then I would contact promoters and everything. And I currently work at the moment. I work for two main promoters. I work for a company called CPW, which is Coventry Pro Wrestling, and then I work for House of Pain Wrestling. And the one that I've just recently worked for, which had Eric Young in the main event, that was called Full Force Wrestling. But yeah, I'm not booked with those at the moment. So my next show is the 1st of March at the moment.
Okay, so most likely, yeah, next Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, seems like y'all get like a lot like going on there, and plus, compared to watching, wrestling here, where you have like a set time, like it's probably like what, like after 9 p.m. there, and here's like after 3. So how y'all get to stay up to like watch, if like a PLE event be like 7 p.m. and I think was it like 1 or 2 in the morning there?
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like when we used to have Sky when I was younger, we would watch the repeats of a WWF pay per view back then when it was WWF. We would watch the replay the following day. But honestly, don't watch live wrestling now. I haven't got Netflix, so I don't watch WWE. The only time I watch WWE or TNA or AEW is like if I come across it on YouTube, Instagram, and or someone's just posted a video. So I tend to watch. I watch a lot of the US indies like MLW and small independent promotions around the states, and I watch a lot of promotions from the UK.
Okay, I think you haven't said you just been around the UK. Anywhere like out of the UK you like have ref?
No, I'd like to. I'd like to. I'd like to. I'd like to work in the states. I'd like to work for a promotion in the states because my partner she lives in Texas and
Oh,
Sa- San Antonio, and
okay.
I know there is a couple of promotions. I think one of a friend. I think it's a friend or cousin. It was is a wrestler or was a wrestler. But yeah, I'd like to work with a promotion out there, but I don't know if it'll happen or not.
Hmm. It's interesting because I did interview somebody that was from Texas, so I gotta probably get you two to talk. But anyway, so helping out. But anyway, so how you think the rest of the business is like from back then to now?
If you're talking from, like I said, when we had World of Sport, I'm not sure if you ever watched it. When we had it over here, it used to be red hot. It used to be on the channel ITV, and then the head of ITV took it off, and then wrestling kind of just went downhill. And then round about to the year, I want to say maybe 99 to 2000, wrestling started picking up again here in the UK because you'd have promotions like All Star. They would do the holiday camps. They would spend 6 weeks at a holiday camp where people go on like vacation in the UK, and they'll just spend like 6 weeks going from a holiday camp to another one and just doing that.
Okay. Was there any matches you was just like, oh my god, this is like the best match I ref, or like any matches that you were just like, I can't believe this happened, but it was in a good way.
That was exactly my feeling when I got to work with Eric Young.
Okay,
Sta
so
just standing in the ring thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is Eric Young, who I've watched on TNA, who I've seen on NXT." It's just yeah,
yeah, that's a good. I guess like mission accomplished for now, right? So I know there's probably
exactly.
more. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, I was just saying I was just agreeing with you.
But yeah, but I know there's probably more dreams to fulfill. So hopefully that happens for you. Where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years from now?
I if we're talking realistically, I am 38, so I probably won't be doing this. I don't want to do this till I'm like in my 40s, my 50s. I don't want to be one of those that can't let go of the industry. Like, you see it every day with Flair, Dory Funk,
Yeah.
recently Dory Funk Jr., 82 years old, who had a death match in Japan at 82 years old. I just don't want to end up like that. I just, I've, yeah, I'll be very lucky if I get to do another 2 years because whenever this comes out on Saturday, I've got to go for an MRI because I've already had two in the past. I've got a herniated disc. I've got osteoarthritis. So depending on what my MRI comes back will determine on what I decide to do after this year.
Okay. So speaking of injuries, was that like the most painful injury you dealt with, or were there like other injuries that you dealt with?
Like when I was when I started training to wrestle, what I was refereeing for for another company, but I was training and wrestling for another company. So I was doing both at the same time. I think the most I've ever got hurt was I don't know if I tore it, but I know I definitely messed up my shoulder twice, and that's it. It was I've never touch wood, I've never broken any bones, so I've been lucky with that.
I know you gotta be happy with that, not broken any bones or anything like that. Um, is there any wrestlers in your opinion that we should be watching for very soon?
I think you should definitely watch a lot more British guys. There's a guy here in the UK. Well, actually, there's like the thing is, it'd be unfair for me to name them all, but I will name a couple.
Okay.
There's one that's been doing it for 30 years. He did the TNA World Cup back in 2003 for the United Kingdom. His name's James Mason. He was trained by the old world of sport guys, so he's like literally one of the best. There's a guy who actually worked with Eric Young, guy called Joel Redman. He was in NXT UK, but I think he went under a different name. But I would definitely keep an eye out for those two. But there's so many, and it'd be unfair for me to just start naming them off because I might miss someone off.
Yeah, I understand that. How is the women's wrestling down there?
It's yeah, we still, it's okay. It's like I don't want to, you watch like WWE, TNA, and everything. It's a lot more hard hitting. I mean, obviously, I wasn't a huge fan when WWE would just make them divas. I just didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Because you had some really good wrestlers. You had China, you had um, oh, what's her name? Lita, Mickey James, guys like that.
Right. And I'm just glad, the women's wrestling is evolving at least everywhere. So
Mm,
that's always a good thing. I guess, like the future, like, because I know there's like some women that's like come from the UK, go to Florida or Tennessee or wherever these companies train at and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that, but I would say like if you had a chance to be a referee at one of these like big companies, would you take it?
Yeah, of course I'd take it. Honestly, TNA has got a soft spot. I don't think I could, with me getting being 20 years doing this. I don't think I could do the schedule. But with TNA, I know their schedule's not as hectic. But I reckon if I was younger, I reckon I could, I could probably do the WWE schedule back then. But that's now a lot more easier. So
Right. Yeah, because that's a good thing. But like WWE schedule has got a little bit more easier for everybody. So you always got to think about the talent and the people, front of the camera and behind the camera.
exactly, yep.
Right. So that's always like a good thing. Um, sorry. Let me just sit up straight here. So, what would you tell your younger self on what you're at like right now? Like, what would you tell your younger self?
I just I'll just tell my younger self just to keep going because there has been times when I've thought I'm getting to a stage now where I do think to myself either before a show I do have that thought that creeps in saying, "Am I still good enough? Can I still do this?" And I would tell my younger self just to ignore that and just to keep going.
Yeah, good advice. Okay, like another advice you would tell like a person that wants to get into like the wrestling business in the future. Like, what would you say to that person?
First of all, if you are a student, finish college, finish school, do that first before you even attempt to do this. And just don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't do it because the most satisfying thing is when someone says you can't do make it or anything like that and you prove them wrong. And that's been me in the past, like where I've like it's been the middle finger to people who've said that I could never ever do this.
Right, and here you are now.
And here I am now, 20 years later.
Exactly. Few more questions. What would you like to say to people that want to like see you as a ref and like get the opportunity like to watch you what you do?
My well, like I said, my, my best friend who got me into this, he's seen me a few times, so that was pretty cool because he's a huge wrestling fan as well. He'll watch AEW and TNA and WWE. So he came. I think it was to there was a show in December for CPW, and he came along to that one, and he got to see me after. First time he saw me was 2003, which was probably was it about two? No, sorry, 2004. And I think I just started. I think it was about 2004, 2005, something like that. And I've only been doing it like maybe a year, and he actually came to watch me, so that was pretty cool.
Okay. Where can people find you?
They can find me on TikTok. Just basically search for my ref name, which is Ben Shelton. And they can find me on Instagram, Ben Shelton Pro Wrestling Referee.
Okay. I appreciate you having the time to do that, and I know it's like a little bit late over there, so let you get doing what you're doing, and I appreciate you being on here, and we might end up doing this again. I think we
Yeah,
will.
definitely, absolutely. I'd love to do a part two with you.
Yeah, no problem, and you have a good one.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Thanks very much, mate, for having me on. And yeah, have a good one.
You too, and don't let me forget to get you that contact.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you. Just drop. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And that is Ben Shelton, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it was my first interview with somebody out of the states, and it's just one of those things you just think like, where can you get from that? But yeah, very interested, and can't complain, and I'm happy to do it, and hopefully we do more talent that's from the UK. So that would be cool. Um Also, guys, sorry I didn't get to talk to you guys that's on YouTube. With these like interviews, you be on the road, so it's you just in the zone in a way. So hello to Victoria Vilgas. I'm sorry that I got your name or last name wrong. So Benny E man. As I just explained, I was like doing interviews. So I appreciate you guys, tuning in. So before we go, to this interview for today will be posted tomorrow. It'll be 5 p.m. Central Time. It'll be posted on YouTube and Spotify. And let's see, in the UK, that would be like, let's see, five. It'll be 11 p.m. So, if not, y'all probably get to watch it on Saturday. So when y'all got the time and stuff like that, just look for that. Um, after you guys that's on Twitch, I appreciate y'all watching it live, and thanks for the support. And I guess we got like a new follower on here. I will repeat it again because I think this person had joined earlier. Uh, Laffy 247. I appreciate you watching us on Twitch. Either WFSO or WFSO 2. So I appreciate it. Um, Always follow us on here. Like, bring more followers on here. Share the channel. If you like, interviews like this, wrestling content, or talking about our local team here, the Milwaukee Bucks. As some of y'all do see the shirt here, because we will talk about them tonight since they got a game. They're going against the Los Angeles Clippers. So we will have a live video for that, but we probably will have more to talk about too, especially what's been going on with Bobby Portis. So we will talk about that. One more interview that I'm going to do today is of course a local wrestler. I've interviewed him once before, but it was like a while back ago. And plus he was on a show that we did. Was it like a WFSO point of view or something like that? So me, him, and a couple of people did like a show. So it'd be good, to see the update. And we had talked like once again. I think it was like this past summer when I had the special guest Bushwhacker Luke. Um, So yeah, it was a fun conversation to talk about, and yeah, he knows his stuff. So just stay tuned for that. That will be 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, where I had that interview. Although it's during the Bucks game, so I am going back and forth looking at both at the same time. Crazy enough. But after you guys that's on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're very close to one of our goals, so hopefully we can get to that one by next Friday. The main goal is to try to get a lot of subscribers as much as you can. So and plus share the channel, share what we doing, and sorry, let people know about the content that we share. Like I said, I forgot to mention that we do show like live wrestling on here. Sometimes live wrestling, sometimes it'd be come from a show and stuff like that. And also, don't forget about uh WFSO exclusive minute with Kerry Gorgowski. Like shows she went to, she sent me videos just to put them on there and stuff like that. So that's been getting a lot of views lately. But anyways, please like and subscribe. Don't forget the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com. Um, upcoming events like in the Midwest. Also we talk about, events that we was at when it comes to wrestling, like meeting with wrestlers and things like that. Also Milwaukee Bucks events and stuff like that. And I know I got like some stuff that I got to talk to your guys about sometime tonight, which would be probably on a later video. So just watch out for that. And once again, let me get out of here. Thank you guys for watching once again. We'll be back on, like I said, 7 p.m. Central Time. And this video will be up tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. And, y'all got anybody that you want me to recommend for like interviews? Because, like, I got like 3 more spots left for like the rest of March. So, y'all got anything y'all can think of, or who wants to be like interviewed and stuff like that? That's a wrestler, referee, or announcer or anything like that, send them my way. Try to get hold of the Arthur Smith page on Facebook, and we can start from there. And I will put it out there on certain groups as well. So, I know I'm gonna be down in the water soon, but anyways, let me get out of here. Once again, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, you guys have a good one, and see you again in, let's see, a few hours. So until then, you guys have a good one.